Okay, I get the pleasure of introducing the what we'll call the Stalking Dead character art packs, and this is a lot of vector artwork that you can use in animations or games. And each of these, if you're using Flash, is very simple to export out a sprite sheet of whatever animation you've done for that particular character. And what I'm showing you actually is the alternate version of we'll call this guy Daryl. It might look a little familiar. And I'll go through each one of these characters in here. They all have alternate versions. And if you purchase the product, of course, you also get everything else that is included in this folder that you're seeing. Sprite sheet source, this is a folder with the animated versions of the characters. What I've done is on each of these added a walk cycle and some sort of attack cycle. So if I were to publish this out in Flash, you would see exactly this. And the nice thing here again is that you're one click away from creating a sprite sheet. So if I were to right click, this is going to get a little cut off, but in this menu right here at the very bottom is a command called generate sprite sheet. So if you're going to be working in any number of different programs, but if you're going to be creating an application, you might want to create a sprite sheet for it, which just speeds up the playback of the animated files, and that's good. So if you're doing some sort of walk and attack game, here's a good example here. You've got already set up one walk cycle and then an attack from that. So just scrolling down here, you can see that what it does is it takes all the frames that are inside of this movie clip, and it will create one giant .png file, and it'll also include some accompanying files to basically just kind of pinpoint where on that image each one of those frames is. And the nice thing if you do this from Flash is that you get the option to export out for lots of different uses. So a JSON, Sparrow, Starling, Cocos 2D. Not sure why they have 2 and 3 here, considering the versions of Cocos 2D are 1 and 2. I'll have to look into that. And then Easel JS, which is actually, if you were to visit the sales page on the website, you would see these animations running through HTML5 code, or kind of a mix of that with some JavaScript. So sprite sheets are not just limited these days to application development. You can use them for your web pages as well. And if you don't feel like creating a sprite sheet at all, if you don't need to do that, you just want to create an animation, well, go at it. You have this is obviously all vector artwork, so it's going to scale up beautifully. No matter how much you zoom in here, it's not going to pixelate out on you, and I can kind of prove that. Look at that. Whoa, look how beautiful that is. And then so I'll just step you through the other files in here. So we've got the SWAT version of this guy, Merle here, a zombified version of him, and actually I've got this selected here. That's where you're seeing those blue boxes around that, but that'll give you an idea of just the many parts that make up these characters. And since I've been animating them already, they are set up with pivot points just about in the right places for moving each one of these elements. For example, this arm right here, so if you were to rotate it, it's going to rotate around that particular point. And of course you can change any of this artwork to your needs. If you want to just use the body but not the head, go for it. You can do that. And here's our last character in here, and the alternate version of this is just kind of this is a little darkened up version. He's got a little bit more blood splatter on him and things like that. And finally, if you don't plan on working in Flash to do the sprite sheets, what I've also done is gone ahead and included in here a frames folder, and each one of these, I'll just preview it real quick, already has the frame sequences exported out, so you could then import all of these frames into your sprite sheet generation program of your choice. But if you do happen to have the Adobe suite, you've got Flash CS6 or Flash CC, it's very simple to go over here and just to hit generate sprite sheet. And unfortunately, this is getting cut off. Maybe I can. Still can't do it. Let's see if I remove the timeline. Just barely I can get it. Let's see. There, now you can see it. It's all right down there. Generate sprite sheet. And you've also got this option too of export PNG sequence, and that's how I created those frame exports right there. You don't necessarily have to export out the entire stage if you just want a frame sequence of what is inside of your movie clip. So you just select the entire movie clip and right click to do that. And you'd probably want to do it in your movie clips where you actually have some animation. So for example, if I double click inside of here and bring the timeline back into view, you can see the actual tweens that are making up the animation. So not a very complex one right there, just the legs moving back and forth. But I have put in here some fun ones, some good attack ones. All right, so that is it, and I do need to give proper credit where it's due here. I'm not the illustrator of these. I did animate them and things like that, but our usual Toon Boom instructor, Justin Cook, did the artwork for these, and I just want to show you guys one last thing. This all started from a fabulous sketch that he's emailed me, and I thought let's do something with these. So here are his original sketches for the artwork. So anyway, if you guys like these, please purchase them, and hopefully we'll have more based on how many purchases we get. Oh, and of course, I can't forget to mention where to get these beautiful templates. You can go over here to cartoonsmart.com, and you can find it from there, just going over to the art section. You can click on the our main page for that, or you can just type in this URL right here. It's at cartoonsmartart.com and stalkingdeadgameart.php. Don't forget the underscores in there as well. And since while I'm here, here's the rest of those little animations that come included with your purchase. Okay, thank you.